And well, last episode we took on Chelsea to start the episode off with a big game here in the Premier League in which we missed an opportunity with Omega to get the goal. But later in the game, we would score a great goal here with Jeremy running through to score the only goal of the game, getting a 1-0 victory over Chelsea to start the episode off with. After that, we then took on Arsenal where Patrick Vimmer would skip past Saliba and rifle into the back of the net to make it 1-0. Then moments later, would get in behind again and make it 2-0 here for us to pick up the victory against Arsenal and another 3 points for us away from home at the Emirates. After that, we brought in Mark Bernal to be a new midfielder in the team as a backup for Andre and Gomez in midfield. And then against Chelsea again, Jeremy was there to score a goal to make it 1-0. Chelsea would get back level here with Nicholas Jackson making it 1-1 as a result spell at Bayern Munich. And then after that, Lavia would get played through by Palmer to make it 2-1. And it looked like possibly this could be our first loss in a play game in the series, but we dug down deep in the second half. Vimmer saw the ball, cut it back brilliantly there, played it across the João Felix, I thought, with Chelsea man, and scored to make it 2-2. But that wasn't it. I wanted to win this game. We played it through into, Minter there, who found the back of the net to make it 3-2 here for us. And later in the game again, we got one more goal with Jeremy, getting a brace to make it 4-2 and guarantee ourselves the 3 points in that one there, and 6 points against Chelsea last episode as well. We then took on Man City in the Carabao Cup semi-final first leg, in which at this stage last season, Man City knocked us out of this competition on penalties, but this time round, we were looking to beat them. They went 1-0 up. We then replied, making it 1-1. Vanja would make a big save on the resulting corner counter-attack. We then scored there to make it 2-1, and one last goal later on, Patrick Vimmer would beat the defence and drill one low across the goal into the back of the net to make it 3-1 here. Let's get into today's episode. And due to Belgrade submitting a transfer request for bringing Rio Ungamoa in from Liverpool for £10 million, the young Liverpool talent obviously will cost a lot more than the IRL to be signed right now. 75 rated, 18 years of age, was a fantastic talent with a lot of pace and decent end product as well. 4-star, if I'm not mistaken as well, in terms of skill moves and weak foot with some good play styles. As one will be a backup left mid to Jeremy in this team and could possibly take over at some point as well. So he is the higher potential talent, and Rio Ungamoa here becomes our final signing of the window here. And we're going to get into today's episode and hopefully continue our greatness from last episode. As you can see, for 10.4 million, he joins us here and should be a great play for us in the team. And for the first game of today's episode, I think we're going to take on Newcastle here, away at St James's Park. Currently 7th in the table, currently top of the table, is still undefeated. And as you'll see, Rio Ungamoa will make his debut in this game off the bench at some point. We do still have the likes of we do have Belgrade and Wang Hee-chan still here. I think I'm going to just keep them around. I might sell Belgrade now. I'm going to look at their contracts. If they do expire next season, I will sell them now to get money for them. And if not, then I will keep them for the rest of the season as backup players if we do need them. But I'll see, we'll spend a lot of money on new signings this season. The first being Bernal. Well, Bernal coming in, Hollerback, Minter, Ungamoa, João Felix, Omega, and I believe Mikel was that's the only, and Vanja as well. We made some massive signings this season. Let's get into this game though, up against Newcastle, and hopefully start us off with a big win over them here. Now, Gomez back here. João Felix thinking up well here. Ball forward into Omega, great play from the lads. And Omega shoots, and Omega's denied by Pope. Headed away by Malik Tiao. Comes over to Patrick Vimmer. And Vimmer shoots, and Pope saves it, and it's going to be cleared by Bruno Guimaraes. Abdi wins the header. Here's Vimmer again. Now Jeremy looking to create something here. Spaniard. Gomez. Back into Jeremy. João Felix. Gomez in a good position. Can he play it across to Omega, who shoots, and it's saved by Pope again. It's going to be a goal kick for them as well. That would have been a good opportunity for Omega to score, and Omega steals it though. Gomez. Here's João Felix. And João Felix is denied by Pope. He's saved 3 great efforts, which will go short for this one. And João Felix run it inside the box here. Can lay it off to Andre, who hits it. Andre hits it, and Pope. A good save again. Jeremy through the centre, looking for Omega. That's great play. Can Omega finally break the deadlock just for a hard time break, and we do so. I'm so surprised that the game didn't try to pass it to João Felix and screws me over, but it actually decided to pass it to Omega, which was the actual attempted pass that I wanted. And Jeremy with the assist, Omega with the goal. It's a great finish as well to finally beat Pope. We've had like 4 or 5 efforts that he's saved. And somehow we're only 1 goal up in this game, but at least we're ahead going into the half-time break, unless they score straight from kick-off here. But it's great way from Omega to make the run and hold off, I believe, Fabian Scheer, and scored a goal there to make it 1-0 to us. for Demara. Wait, how is it not a foul against Elanga there? There we go, Michele. Trying to do something here though early on in the second half. It's a great move here by him. Gomez. Andre. João Felix. Can he get the shot away? He does, and Pope makes a save. It's another great save from him. Lovely play here, Wimmer. There should be two, and Wimmer puts it wide. On the counter here, going to make changes pretty soon, bring on Minter, Holler back, and also Ungamo for his debut, and Agbadu, great defending there from him, committed. Bradley, we need to stop him here. Michele board into the box, so Agbadu should be there we go, and we need to get that out. I don't like the way this game's going. We need to either just keep possession or get a second. And bring in Moraes. Referee, blow for full time. Please blow for full time. Why are you letting them go forward? There we go, thank you. 3 points against Newcastle in the game. Now, when I show you the stats, you're going to question how this wasn't like 8-0. Because this game should have been more. We had 10 shots to their 0. And we only scored 1 goal. João Gomez, man of the match from him. And if we go into the actual full-on stats and we look at the shooting, as you'll see, we had 10 shots and 7 on target here. Only 1 off target, 2 were blocked. And somehow only 1 goal for us in this game. And that is because of Nick Pope in goal for Newcastle. And as you can see, we're sinned forward quite a bit to get to this game against Aston Villa here, because we've got a bunch of games in between that we didn't need to play against the likes of Birmingham City, teams that are like below 10th in the table. No one really needed to play, and we've got a bunch of draws and wins in those games, and we are still top of the table. We also are going to be facing against Newcastle in the Europa League after this game. Let's get into this one now. Against Villa here, away from home at Villa Park, and they have signed Marmoush, by the way. On deadline day, I saw Marmoush move to Aston Villa, so that's going to be interesting for us to play against them. They do have Memphis Depay as well, who they always seem to sign. Since he's a free agent, he always goes to Aston Villa for some reason. Let's get into this game now, and hopefully continue our unbeaten run so far in the Premier League, and hopefully a great form that we saw in that Newcastle game. That's dropped in game time due to a different system or something in that team. It's Andre now. Or new players, so I know as they did sign Barcola as Omega plays through. Yerome. There's João Felix in the centre, and João Felix makes it 1-0. I was a little bit worried playing that across there to João Felix. I thought the defender may intercept it, but thankfully João Felix gets in the end of it and scores. He's a bit of great player since we signed him. He's done great in that shadow striker role in the team. We're also going to train him to be an advanced playmaker as well, and a classic 10. I'm just waiting until he goes up another rating and then switch into a different development plan. So it goes up to an 82 rating, I believe, in a couple of weeks' time, which we'd love to see. And João Felix here makes it 1-0, and hopefully can add to this and make this one a quick one against Aston Villa here with a journeyman save. You could start, let's say, with RB Salzburg, take over a team in the Championship, and then by the third season, you're playing against like Man City with like Vincent Kompany as manager, or someone else like that. It just freshens up every season that you play, that you come against different managers in every league that you play. It's Patrick Wimmer here. That's good work there from Pau Torres, and Ian Martin gets it back there to Emiliano Martinez. Just keeps going. What's it back post? Well, what's it across to Memphis Depay, I should say. Kamara back through to Memphis Depay. He shoots in his spots by Agbadu, and it's out for a goal kick. Corner whipped in by Gatond. Wimmer gets some gun it. Jackson can get some gun as well, but not enough. It falls back to Memphis Depay here. Baden-Shea, the Argentinian. To Pau Torres. Inside here to Ezri Konza. Good defending from Agbadu. Yerome. Good move there from him. He drifts inside. Can he get the finesse shot away? Yerome hits it, and Yerome just puts it wide. Cash. Ball inside, but there's great defending from Wolf. And if we can get the ball out, we've got a chance here to break down the left-hand side here. João Felix. Through to Omega, just before the hard-time break. Can they make it 2-0? Omega shoots, and Omega scores. And we might be seeing Omega finally turn up here in the series. Like I said towards the end of the last episode, for the past 6 months of the series, in this season anyway, he's been rather lackluster at striker. He's got assists and scored goals every now and again, but overall, he's not looked the best. But since January came around, he's been a different player. He's scoring goals in games. He's made it 2-0 here to us before the half-time break, and which you'd have to see to give us a 2-goal lead. Unlike we couldn't do against Newcastle, we're finally get awarded as a second goal in this game. Must have been handball as Depay heads off the pitch. João Felix through to Wimmer. This might be his last involvement in this game. I might take him off in a moment. And it's 3-0 here to us. And it's a great finish there by him. I'm going to bring on Minter in a second as he's not happy about his game time currently in the team. Despite playing a bunch of games in the second team and getting first team opportunities every now and again, he just for some reason is not happy about game time. We're also going to bring on Holler back as well and Fer Lopez in the cam role. Patrick Wimmer here departs the game with a great finish into the top corner, into the roof of the net, making it 3-0 to us. Rio Ongoma went out. Going to get his way through here. That's a great bit of play. And Ongoma were denied by Martinez. Gasond doesn't win the header. Holler back now. Ball through from Bernal into Minter. Can he get the shot away? Minter shoots and Minter makes it 4. That's a great finish as well, by the way, under pressure. For him to score there to make it 4-0 to us. His 4th goal in the Premier League season. He's not been the best goal scorer for us, seemingly, but he's a great player in the game. And if it wasn't for Patrick Wimmer being as good as he is, it might be a first-team player. And probably would score more goals if he was a first-team player, but right now he's behind Patrick Wimmer in that right mid role since we signed João Felix to take over that cam role. It's a fantastic finish there from him. Martinez maybe should have done better there, but it's 4-0 to us here. And let's give him his wrapped up. We might as well just speed up the process a little bit here by jumping to the end of it. There we go. It ends up being a 4-0 victory. And what I thought actually that I've decided to sim the first leg against Newcastle in the Europa League because we've got a big game after this to get into that I'd rather play instead of Newcastle again. But we're going to have to play the second leg seemingly because we drew this 1-1-1. But the second leg is at home in the Molineux, so I do think we should beat Newcastle. But we'll find out when that comes around. And what the game that I was thinking of was actually a week later than I thought it was. So we did have to sim the second leg before we get into that game. And we get a 3-0 victory here away at home, and a 4-1 victory overall with Rio Ongoma, João Felix and also Jackson Chachua getting goals in this game. And the game I was alluding to is the Carabao Cup final. Last season we got knocked out in the semi-final of this competition, losing to Man City, but this season we go one step further. We knocked Man City out, and now we're taking on Chelsea here at Wembley Stadium to hopefully win our second domestic trophy, well, third domestic trophy technically, of this series. They also did win the FA Cup last season. We won the Community Shield. We're top of the table currently, and we're also looking to win the Carabao Cup here, defend the FA Cup, and also win the Europa League this season here. Let's get into this one up against them here and hopefully win the treble at Wembley here, because the 2 finals we've had, we've won them both, and let's hopefully do the same here in this one. Oh, that's a bad pass there though. And Raheem Sterling starting for them, interesting. I didn't expect to see Raheem Sterling in the team. Are they starting a heavily rotated team in the Carabao Cup final against top of the table in Wolves? If so, then we might have an easy game here. Omega, João Felix, Wimmer should be on side, and Wimmer shoots, and he don't really get the best effort there, but Unai Simon. Gomez to Wimmer. Wimmer now inside. João Felix now. Omega on the turn. Can he get the shot away? Colwell blocks it though. Hey. You have a lap of Andre now. Just want to find Jerome now. Inside. Gomez can find Wimmer here. Wimmer with space, hits it and scores. Patience paid off in the end there. We've been all over Chelsea since the opening whistle. And 28 minutes in here, we get the opening goal with Patrick Wimmer. Scored again for us. He's been a great player since we signed him last season in January. He's been a fantastic player in this team. Obviously, we played him as a shadow striker last season in the cam role. We've moved into right mid in this season. He's played incredibly well in that role as well. Possibly even better than he did in the cam role. We'll take the lead here, you'd love to see it. Against a surprisingly rotated Chelsea team, but at the same time, we are playing an ultimate. So you never know just how good this Chelsea team can actually play. Well, considering we have beaten Chelsea pretty much every time we face them, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think we've lost them. We made a draw against them last season, but I know we haven't lost to them. And obviously this season so far, we have beaten them every time we faced them. Romeo Lavia. Raheem Sterling. Gomez blocks it. Kendra Paez. Palmer started second off with. Mukele. Big challenge there from him. Big tackle. Pedro into Palmer. Mukele all over him again, forces him to go backwards. Great play drive. Pedro is onside. That's going to be 1-1. I'm surprised João Pedro wasn't onside there. He looked offside when I looked at him, but he was apparently onside. And again, the AI run to the centre circle to celebrate his 1940s football. A ball through the centre there, and João Pedro found a space, and Vanja couldn't make the save. There's 1-1 here. And Gomez. Here to Wimmer. Oh, he's beaten. Whoever the left back is, he's left him for dust. And Unai Simon. Andre Paez now. There's Andre. We might have to make changes in a second. They're freshening up the game, but there's Omega. Chance there for him, the Dutchman. Could he finesse it from range? And he's done so, and that's a great finish. That might be his final involvement in the game, depending on what his penalty stats are. And what a finish that is. I think that was Colwood ahead of him. I thought he was going to block that shot, but Omega somehow beat him for it. And it was actually, not too sure. Was it Colwood? I'm not too sure. I couldn't tell there. I think it was. Yeah, it was. I thought Colwood was going to stop it, but somehow Omega cuts inside and finds the top corner there with a fantastic finish there to put us back in the lead in this game, and deservedly so. Oh no. Andre Paez blocked by Wolf, and that's going to be a corner for them. It's going to be, it's going to be a corner. I thought for a second it was going to be handball. Pedro Neto now on Sterling into the box. Agbadu away. And as far as Lavia, he's stolen, he's pickpocketed by Wimmer, and Caicedo somehow gets the ball off him there. Well, Palmer, Mukele again in there and him on a big challenge. Wolf trying to track down the former Wolves player, but he couldn't do so. Caicedo. Ball into the box, Vanja, that has to be yours, thank you. And this should be the end of the game here. Minter with the pace. Just run. Can we maybe get a goal here? Minter now. And that pass wasn't the best though, but that should be the end of the game. It should be a 2-1 victory. And the Carabao Cup is ours. As had been knocked out of the semi-finals last season, we win it this season, which was to see. And I well deserve winning this final here. And a big victory at Wembley once again for us. That's 3 for 3 in terms of cup finals at Wembley as well. And we'll hit well for the third time in this series to win the FA Cup last season, the Community Shield at the start of this season, and now the Carabao Cup is ours this season as well. And Agbadu gets to step up and lift another trophy for us in this season here, obviously replacing Totti Gomez as captain, and we brought Mukele into the team as he's one of the older players in the team. I felt like he deserved to be captain of the squad. And the Carabao Cup is ours, not the biggest trophy, but one you want to win nonetheless. It's a big victory for us, and some catharsis has been knocked out this trophy last season, or not being able to win it last season. We get to do so this time round, and deservedly so as well. And for the final game of today's episode, most likely anyway, we're going to take on Manchester United here at Old Trafford in the 6th round of the FA Cup. Unfortunately, due to just the unluckiness that we do have in this series, we've been drawn against another big team in a cup competition. Many are smaller teams left in the competition still for us to play against. But we're going to take on Man United here, and hopefully this one can be a fairly easy game for us, and hopefully we can get past this, and it won't take us, ages to beat United here in this one at Old Trafford. We go from Harry Maguire. And Liverpool have lost 4 games in a row now. As Andre through here. Andre shoots near post on the men's. Makes a good save there. That could have actually done anything if that went wrong. Jeremy, Omega, in here to João Felix. Can they make it 1-0 hit? João Felix hits it, and João Felix is denied by Lamens with another great save. Here's Omega. Going to move by him so far here. Trying to get through here again. Omega does so he cuts inside as well. Omega shoots near post on the men's. Makes the third big save to deny us from scoring. To Patrick Wimmer here. And Wimmer just a slight heavy touch there. If he didn't take that heavy touch, he would have cut inside there and finessed it past Maguire. Maybe there. Oh, we steal it, Wimmer. Big error there from United. Wimmer through into Andre, who makes it 1-0. And we take the lead. Deservedly so in this game. We've been all over them. And the men's have made, 3 big saves against us so far. But this time, a mistake at the back there from United gives us a clear goal opportunity. And the Brazilian Andre beats the Belgian, and the men's who's had a great game so far. It's a mistake from Delit, I think it was, who made a massive error there. And we make him pay for it, and we score to take the lead here in the 6th round of the FA Cup, which I believe is the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, if I'm not mistaken. And Bumo. And that's going to be good defending there from Wolf against him. Oh, the pressure. Oh, no. Oh, that's going to be a red card for Wolf, isn't it? That's going to be red, isn't it? If that's not a red, I'd be surprised. And I don't think it's only a yellow. Okay, thank you. Interesting free kick there as well. They're going to just boot it out of play, it seems like, from Bruno there. Not so sure what really happened just there. We've got let off for that, it seems like. And Vanja gets it away, and somehow, despite making an error defensively, giving away that free kick, we haven't been punished for it, which we take, but they do get a free kick again here. Just for the half-time break. And they're going to actually shoot this one. I believe Bruno Fernandes hits it, and Vanja could have caught it, but puts it out, and it's going to be the end of the first half for Wolf, for Bueno, so he doesn't get a red card. Bruno still going here. Cunha through Seshko, Vanja good save. João Felix over the top. They find Jerome. He can't cut it back in time. I wanted it to be, I don't know why he took the second touch. I told him to do the fake shot to cut it back, to cut it back inside. And we've got a Nico Williams. That's an insane signing for United. Ball in. Omega, can you win this header? Omega does so, and Omega. Why did I post? I don't like the fact this game's only 1-0. Now where we go here on the counter. João Felix in the centre. It's poor defender for United again. And United are beaten because of that error from De Ligt, who didn't come across to cover that pass into João Felix, who scores it to make it 2-0 in the 62nd minute here. Gets us a 2-goal lead in this game. Man, I was waiting for De Ligt to cover that pass. That's why I slowed down with Omega there to make the decision. But he didn't do so. And João Felix, great finish under pressure there from Lemens. Makes it 2-0 here to us. I think I'm going to make a change or two in a second. Well, probably like 4 or 5 actually. And João Felix there finishes that one. There we go, Bruno Fernandes. Backwards again there from him. Manu. I believe blocks. And somehow back to them. Seshko through to Nico Williams, who's probably going to score here. And that's a great save, but it's fallen back to the Spaniards somehow. Lovely football here. Just that pass and play down the left-hand side there was incredible. The right side actually for his Minter. And that's 3-0. That was lovely play. To play it out the back the way where we did. Forward into Yankuba Minter, who makes it 3-0. And after the replay, we'll see the rest of this game. And we're going to beat United to head into the semi-finals of the FA Cup, I do believe. And like I said, we are the current champions of the FA Cup, so we're looking to go back-to-back and win this again. And with the performance we're putting in so far, we should be able to do so. It's a great finish there from Diallo. And the men's, you've got to feel bad for him. He made great saves in the first half to keep us out. But in the end, United crumbled in the end at Old Trafford. And we're going to get, in the end, a 4-0 victory with Jackson Chachua getting a goal for himself after simming it. We should have to see. And in the quarter-final first leg of the Europa League, we got draw against Porto. I decided to sim the first leg. I think we'll be able to beat them fairly easily. But get a 2-2 draw against them. João Felix getting a draw later on for us. And Wimmer scoring there to get us draw in the first leg, which seems like maybe we have to play the second leg. But again, at the Molineux, I feel like we're pretty much safe to sim that one and get the victory, but you never know. Because Porto are a good team, but I feel like we should be able to beat them. And I'm surprised we didn't do so here. And in the second leg, my assumption was correct. We do beat them here in the sim 3-1 overall. Again, Cuba Minte having to play this game due to Wimmer was suspended for this one, surprisingly. Gomez and also Omega getting goals in this one to send us through into the semi-finals of the Europa League, which we will play next episode. And well, that's going to call it for the end of today's episode. And what an episode it has been. As you can see, the team's looking pretty good. The only player that hasn't really gone up in overall this season is Wolf at left back, which I'm a little bit disappointed by because I do really like him in that left back position. But if he doesn't grow, I did say at the start of the season, if he doesn't grow, or I think towards the end of last season, if he doesn't grow towards an 80 rating this season, I might have to replace him next season. But then again, we do have, he is great in game. Bueno's a good backup left back. I don't really want to sell Bueno though, that's the thing, and I would have to sell him because I do prefer Wolf as a left back in this game due to him being better defensively and physicality as well with the height he does have. So maybe next season, if he doesn't grow towards an 80, we might have to replace him in the team with an actual proper, big signing in the left back position. But also in the comments below, one thing I did think about is, this season we sold Strand Larson, sorry. Again, I made that mistake. We sold Strand Larson. So maybe next season we should sell a big player as well. Or should we just say, now we're a big team that we're most likely going to win the Premier League. We're going to hopefully win the Europa League. We're a team that can say no to big clubs from selling our players. I do think we can say no now to players being sold. So I feel like the only players that I would be willing to sell are maybe Agbadu, because he's replaceable. He's been a great player for us in the team. Gomez and Andre midfield, I like both of them, but again, they are replaceable. But players like Jerome, Patrick Vermeer, some other players like João Felix, who again is replaceable, but I do like him in the team, and make it a striker I'm actually starting to like in this team now. I feel like they're too big to sell for us, and I don't really want to sell a player, to be honest, next season, but we're going to look into the stats of the players. So any episode to show you how they are performing. And as you can see, Omega, 19-9 for him, Patrick Vermeer, 17-12, Jerome, 15-9, João Felix, 15-13, Gomez from centre mid with 13 goals and 9 assists, and Hollaback with 12-2. Minton out with the 6 in 42 games, not the best from him, but not the worst either. And Fer Lopez, 5-5 from him, as you can see. And since we signed Bernal, he's picked up 2 assists because he had 4 goals to Everton. He now has 2 assists for us, which was to see. But that is going to call it for today's episode. If you wanted to enjoy it, drop a like and subscribe for more content. As you can see, we're currently 7 points clear of Man City in the Premier League, still undefeated, and in the Europa League, as we saw, we have beaten Porto to advance into the next round. We're going to play Besiktas in the semi-final to either place Villarreal or Copenhagen in the final in tomorrow's episode, which will be great to see as well. But that's it for this one. Drop a like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.